Thank you, Sledgehammer Games. Thank you for making a game that many of us old school gamers have been asking for over the last few years. I played the Call of Duty World War II beta all weekend long, and I mean all weekend. My hands and lower back are killing me from sitting in my gaming chair for hours upon hours, and it was all worth it. For me, I'm not looking for the greatest Call of Duty of all time. I simply want to be happy playing a game that I once loved. A game that impacted me so greatly 9 years ago that I decided to make Call of Duty strategy videos full-time on YouTube. This is a scary concept for a husband and father of 3 boys, but has worked out amazingly for my family and myself, all thanks to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I've enjoyed playing Call of Duty every year up to and including Ghosts. Yes, even Ghosts. After that, my digital heart was broken when Activision decided to allow changes to the fundamentals of this incredibly fun shooter game simply by adding boosted movement. When Activision announced that the next Call of Duty was going to be set in World War II, I was hopeful. I don't expect, nor do I care, whether or not they revolutionize the game like so many chronic complainers demand all the time. All I want is to play Call of Duty and be happy. If I can sit down, play some search and destroy games and enjoy it, perfect. I'm good to go. My interest in this upcoming game was immediately piqued when they announced it. Not only because it was boots on the ground, but also because it was set in World War II. For me, having absolutely loved playing World at War, I knew that bringing the franchise back to this time period would eliminate thermal scopes, heartbeat sensors, or other fancy technology that players use as crutches. This meant for players like me that use map recognition and are able to understand how most players flow on traditional COD maps, would be able to use old school tactics and strategies to dominate. I'm no spring chicken. My reaction speeds are less than average. I'm the first person to admit that. But my ability to outthink the average gamer on a traditional battlefield style map allows me to perform above average in games like World War II. Now, I got a feeling that a lot of current generation COD gamers are going to struggle. Not everyone, and not all the time, but at least in the beginning. Crazy wall running, boost jumps, and all that nonsense are not going to save them from the OG COD gamers that have been waiting in the shadows for this game. If you can't outthink your opponent, you're going to get stomped on. My opinion of the game based on the beta? I really enjoyed playing it. Granted, for the first 5 or so matches, I struggled greatly acclimatizing back to using a controller since I've been primarily PC gaming for years now. The graphics, textures, shadows, and dynamic lighting give the environments life. Sounds, including weapons, ambient, and environmental effects, really added to the overall immersive experience. Movement was smooth and responsive. And getting used to relying on aim assist versus precise mouse control required some getting used to. However, this is necessary when playing on a console using controller sticks. It's just the way it is. There were some balancing issues with certain weapons and equipment, and in my personal opinion, the shotgun with incendiary ammo seemed a little OP, and some minor hit detection and lag tweaking that may be required. But this is to be expected with any new shooter game, and is precisely what beta testing is for. Every COD has been required to buff and nerf weapons based on community feedback. This will be no different. I just hope that the loudest voices demanding these changes aren't coming from below average gamers who basically just suck at the game and would get owned with a ping pong paddle. Now, as far as map design goes, I didn't have any major complaints or issues. 2 of the 3 seemed a bit small, but you know what? A lot of the COD gamers really enjoy that stuff. Me, not so much because I'm a S&D, search and destroy player, but that's life. Now, as I said, because I'm a search and destroy player, my ability to fully assess map quality and design will have to wait until I see the other maps and where they place the bombs on each of them. Most of the people in my Twitter feed seem to have been enjoying the beta, but there are those out there that just sit there and look for anything and everything they can complain about. Same old story, like a broken record. People just love to whine and cry about COD, even if they don't play it. Ignore those people. And if you don't like it, why are you even watching this video? Having fallen away from COD over the last few years, it's given me the space I needed to openly, honestly, and objectively as possible to review this newest addition to the COD family. I seriously gave up on the notion I'd ever like COD again, and I mean like it the way I did during Call of Duty 4, World at War, and Modern Warfare 2 days. That level of adrenaline and excitement will probably never be like it was, simply due to playing so many years of this game, but I don't need it to be. I just want to enjoy playing the game I once loved more than any other game I ever played. And as it stands right now, playing the World War II beta was the closest I've experienced over the last few years. Now, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon just yet, but I'm hopeful, very hopeful that this game will fill that void. I actually can't wait for the beta to go live again next weekend, and I fully intend on playing as much of it as humanly possible. If you were like me and walked away from COD years ago, you may want to try and get your hands on a beta code. Yeah, there are corner campers, drop shotters, quick scopers, and all that jazz, you know, but it's always been in the game, and basically present in any shooter, not just COD. They were there in the COD that you remember most fondly, so don't discount World War II based on this stuff. If you haven't played in years, chances are you're going to be a little rusty. Don't blame the game for your horrible performance. Instead, think back to the days when you first started playing COD multiplayer. That adjustment, learning how to play days, you know? Personally, I find the World War II experience to be very similar. I'm going to do a follow-up video detailing my opinion on the features we had access to during the beta, as well as addressing ridiculous and irrelevant complaints from gamers. But I got a feeling that come this November, I'm going to be playing quite a bit of Search and Destroy once again.